And welcome everyone here to another review of Chibi No Podcast. Today we have a small group today, but it's all good. We brought as much quality as we normally do. This is David the Smash Fan and...
all the quality you need, Miles, your tech guy.
Yeah, but what we make Chibi No Podcast. What are you talking about? Well, Diego is also there, Mr. Worldwide, but he's being lazy today and doesn't want to record with us.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Kenpachi Ramasama and I forget what we
Sassy
call her
Heather?
now. No, she was Crazy Prego. She's sweet and sassy Heather. There we go.
We still need a mama thing in there. We'll have to create something.
There's something
for her. We'll find something.
There was something that was in a chat that we were talking about. I won't say what it said because Heather got kind of mad when Jose said something about her nickname, and so that nickname is strictly for her and whoever she shares it with.
Forbidden here.
It's forbidden here, but it was the funniest thing.
Well, if we had a good name, we'd tell it to you, Heather, but we don't right now. We'll find one. We'll find one for you.
But today, we are talking about the Nintendo Switch. Now, a lot of people have already done videos of this on their initial review, initial reactions on it, and we were going to do that, but I kind of felt we should wait a little bit because...
kind of let all the information seep out, right? All the reactions.
Because there was a presentation that happened on... the
following day?
On Friday night, was it? Thursday night?
Yeah, it was Friday night, because we got it Thursday. It was Friday in Japan.
So Friday night, and the next day was the Nintendo Treehouse. And so they went over more of the dock and everything and controllers, and then other information came through that wasn't in Treehouse nor in the presentation that came through tweets and just information that Nintendo announced off screen. And it just kept coming. Like even today or yesterday, I think there were other news that came through that was made more apparent of what's going on with the Nintendo Switch. And so we want to talk about what's going on with it now, because now we have this basically map of what Nintendo's doing with this new console, and there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of bad stuff that's happening here, and it's just a mix. Like I've never seen it so two extremes, like in terms of different different aspects of this console. Like it's mind-boggling. Some people are comparing it to. We'll talk about the presentation first.
Okay.
Of what happened.
The boring-ass presentation?
Yeah, so we have the presentation come, and...
we all gathered around, like, the whole podcast, excited, everything, chilling with some friends, really excited for this. And I remember we were watching Kind of Funny and IGN a little bit, and they were really excited for it, and... wow, were we in for a special kind of treat?
And the thing is, like, there were lots of people that were like, they were all excited. Because their 2-minute trailer that they came out back in November or whatever was really good.
So good.
Showed tons of stuff that's going to happen.
Everybody was hoping they learned their lesson, listening to the fans. Like I feel like we did kind of have high expectations though, which is fun but not always good.
Right. But we saw the disappointment in the Wii U, because even with the Wii U, it wasn't even made clear that it was a new console. That's how bad it was, the presentation, the reveal of it.
We knew, but for the general public, they're not going to know.
Yeah, but even then...
looked like a tablet for it.
But even then, I was like, that's weird. Like, why is it called Wii U? I was like, it's just the extra, like the PS4 Pro. Like, that's what I was thinking maybe it was, like something just a little bit extra. Mm-hmm. But anyway, back to the Nintendo Switch. They go in there and they do... the president of Nintendo from Japan comes on. I forget his name. But he comes out, he welcomes everyone, and just kind of he presents, this is what we have here, then this Nintendo Switch, and the first thing they go into are the controllers.
Yeah, the Joy-Cons are heavily presented.
Joy-Cons,
at the start, right?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure a lot of the patent that went through in the early, last year and the year before, you saw the Nintendo patent, all these different designs and whatnot. You saw them in the Joy-Con controllers.
Yeah, you could see a lot of those leaked patents were pretty true.
Yeah.
Or at least you would assume. It was pretty obvious, I felt.
Right, and then, so we saw the Joy-Cons, and the Joy-Cons...
things they talked about, like the motors in them. And
it was like 15 minutes, of Joy-Con, which is... It's not that it was, a lot of it was kind of...
just get to the damn point.
We want to know... We know that...
We know about the system.
Yeah, and we know that... Yeah. We know that Nintendo likes to show what's different.
Sure.
And the whole focus was we put in everything from the Famicom, from the first one to now.
All the console generations is all in this, but then it focuses on you got rumble, it makes it feel like water's coming in, or There's ice cubes filling your glass. We're like, okay, great. There's some motor functionality. And then they started showing like these cheesy things. They finally showed the game, but then it was like that 1-2 switch with like the gunplay with the milliseconds. And I'm like, okay, these are cool gimmicks, but this isn't gonna sell me. Show me the games, like the games. You know, that's what we were waiting for. But again, they continue to not do it.
Like they went over functionality stuff that really they could have tweeted. Like they said, like the amiibo function is right here. To do capture gaming is right here.
Yeah.
If you want to play with friends, you use it this way.
It wasn't until after the press conference that we found out a lot of these details that we were waiting for.
Right.
The one we did find out about that we were lucky about, which I was glad my expectations weren't high because I think we kind of all agreed on that, was the battery life. They said 6 hours. We're like, well, what do you mean 6 hours? And then like gameplay would be like 2.5 with Zelda. Like, okay, that's what we expected. So I wasn't let down on that.
You know, the way they said it was very misleading because they said it could wait anywhere from 2.5 to 6.5 hours. I'm like, turned off? Like, what
brightness all the way down, playing like Bomberman?
Yeah, like what exactly? How long are you gonna play 6.5 hours of gameplay? And they said like, but and then they cleared up things like, oh, you have your AC charger that you can put on there, so you can keep playing. And you know, if you're on the train or tracks or whatever it is, so some of them, well, especially in Utah, they have outlets so you can plug them in. So
yeah, I guess you could have one of those like fast charging USB-C, like those power banks. Well, it doesn't need to be USB-C, obviously, but like just a power bank will work.
Yeah, and so then again they went back to the controllers, talking about the movements in them, like the motion control. Like a Wii. They showed another game called Arms, and they kind of showed the function of it, how you have to use both of them. And how you use it, like you have to
block,
to block, to punch. Kind of like if you play WarioWare on the Wii, it kind of has those same things.
It reminded me of like this was a good like Mario Tennis, or not Mario Tennis, sorry, like Wii Sports Tennis and bowling. Like this kind of seemed like a good introduction for the Joy-Cons to like you feel, but essentially it's just kind of more of the Wii. I felt in a way. It still has the RR blasters on the front and all that stuff, and but you know, it has a Bluetooth functionality. I don't know if they introduced 5.0 or not. I don't know if they said that,
I don't remember.
Or if it's still the 4. They introduced that. Like Arms was interesting to me though when they finally got to that, because to me I thought it was like something going to be bundled in, but I kind of find out it's a full retail $60 game. I'm like, I ain't paying $60 for that.
Yeah,
we see more video on the presentation for it, but it's more of just what we've already seen. I don't know where the full retail comes for that. But anyway, I mean, it looked fun, but it looks like something like if me and you were to play, or the podcast team here, it feels like we'd joke around and play around for like a half an hour, and then we never get to it ever again. Did you feel that sense too, or how'd you feel about Arms?
That's how I felt, and a lot of people who were at the presentation the next day had said the same thing. They said it's very fun, like once you get there, but you lose interest quickly.
Yes.
Which kind of sucks. Like, and I don't know if it's because they're just sick of like moving their arms, the way there's too much movement in there. I don't know. Like, they didn't go too into detail, or if it was just the gameplay was too simplistic, or whatever it may be.
I wanted to ask you something on that.
What's up?
Well, our podcast, as everybody knows, is very heavily on Overwatch. Did you notice some Lucio and Diva in that?
Yeah, dude, they ripped off Overwatch right there. I was like, man, come on.
It was like Lucio and Diva going at it. And we're like, wait, what's going on? I mean, the character designs are cool. The originality is cool. I think it's a great idea. I just don't think it's a great idea for $60 on full retail price. I think it'd be a good like little fun giveaway in the console. It's already on the console for you, and I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas.
Right. Again, I think
not $60.
I think they should have bundled this because I mean they've done it with Wii U. They've done it with Wii, where they had.
What did they bundle with Wii? Oh, Nintendo Land.
Nintendo Land,
but that was only on the deluxe package, right?
Right, but there was still a bundle.
There's still a bundle, yeah.
Like and the Nintendo Land, for what it was worth, was really fun.
Yeah.
Like I had lots of fun with the Wii Sports when they first came out with that. That was way fun. You know, you do your bowling and your tennis.
The Metroid one was fun.
Yeah,
I liked that.
So, like, I mean, they're really good at giving us these games that kind of sample. But this time around, they're like, no. Then they showed, you know, again the the Joy-Cons. They showed the Joy-Cons. They showed where they can be put on. They can put on the tablet. They can be put on the grip, and then they can be used separately or together.
The one thing that they showed that was new, that was kind of cool, is they had the shoulder buttons that we didn't know before.
Right.
And then you can slide on little wristbands that have the shoulder buttons sticking up higher. Makes it a little easier to click on. And those things, from what I read, they can actually charge the Joy-Con when they're attached, which you'll learn about later. The clips.
Okay.
The clips that give you the shoulder buttons with the wrist. Yeah. Supposedly they can help charge. I don't know if that's still true. I remember an IGN video that showed that.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out too. But those were kind of cool. But again, more accessories you have to buy. I guess. Well, we can get on pricing later.
They come with it in the package they talked about.
The grips too. The little snap-on grips.
Yes, they do.
Oh, cool. Okay.
At least a pair does.
Are they ones that charge it?
Again, they went on the Joy-Cons for just so long. Yeah. One of the cool things that we learned post presentation was, they said although it feels small in your hands, like it feels really comfortable. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel like, I was kind of thinking you're gonna get this 3DS vibe where like for example, if you try to play Super Smash Brothers on the 3DS, like your hands kind of like cramp up because there's nothing like to hold it in. But like from what I've read, they say like it just feels normal. Like it doesn't feel like there's a lot of strain on your hands.
Yeah, I've seen somewhere it's mixed reviews. I've seen some people say they're comfortable, and I've seen other people say that's kind of awkward and be much better to not have it like that. So I don't know. I guess it's going to be very opinionated on that.
Right, and we just have to try it out.
Yeah.
And when they finally finished this, then they went to some games.
Oh, hold on. Let's back up. We did get the price and the release date.
Yes, so we got the price. So it was $2.99 that they. And again, it's a suggested retail price, but that's going to be what it is.
It's $2.99, yeah.
My funniest part was that, like, in Europe, like, see your local retailer. I was like, what the heck?
And then they had, what was it? So March 3rd.
March 3rd.
Which is a Thursday night, Friday launch, sorry. So it's a Friday launch, and then they finally confirmed what we were all waiting for. Zelda is going to be a launch game, and pretty much the only launch game, besides, I think, ARMS and 1-2 Switch. Game. Yeah, the rest of those little dinky ones. So Zelda, we got announced for it is 3rd.
Right, we'll talk about Zelda just a little bit more. We got Zelda.
Oh, sorry.
A few other games that came out. Even 1-2 Switch is going to be there. Dragon Quest.
Was it 9 and 8 or something like that? Or 8 and 7 something like that.
That's going to be on launch.
It's a dual combo. They showed, that's going to be launch.
Bomberman. Bomberman.
Is it going to be launch?
Is it Bomberman or Rayman? One of the two is going to be at launch.
I don't know. I only saw the Rayman in the little reel.
Yeah, but even ARMS is not launch.
I thought that was spring.
It's spring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's spring something.
So pretty much just Zelda's come out.
Right. and then like when they showed the other games, like
when they finally got to it,
some of the presentations were just horrendous.
Yes.
And I think a lot of it catered to the Japanese market, where here we're not like such a huge fan. Like they showed stuff for Fire Emblem, which I think just recently in the West it became really big, or it's starting to pick up some momentum. But in Japan it's huge. Or Shin Megami Tensei, I think is what it's called.
Or the Shin Megami or whatever?
Yeah, something like that. So that is really big. That's really big in Japan.
Yeah, they had a lot of those like that, right?
But they showed like
that
20
Square
seconds
Enix
of
indie
it.
game. Did you see that one? Remember it looked cool, like the scenery, but not really what the Western really plays a lot.
Nope.
It's not saying that these aren't things that don't interest like the people in the U.S. It's just not the major audience to hit, and it feels like it was more hitting the Japan audience.
Right, and the Japan might be more
excited for it than we know. But I mean, Zelda's more what we're gonna want here more than anything.
Right.
And Mario.
And then they showed, they confirmed. If you remember a while back in November when they did show the Switch video, you saw videos of Skyrim on there, and they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna be on there. And Bethesda, like right off the bat, they're like,
we never confirmed
anything. We just said they could use our videos. Nothing's set in stone. And then we
all call bullshit on that. That's not true.
And then they get on. They're like, oh yeah, we're happy to announce that Skyrim is gonna be on the Switch. We're happy.
We're like, I think all of us like each other like, big surprise. Like, it did not surprise any of us here.
But then, the worst one was this guy. They had some good ones. Like, there's Splatoon 2 they showed, which it looks the same as Splatoon. They just have new maps and new guns. But the worst one that I saw when they announced the game was one where this guy, from what I understand, when we were watching it, the interpreter was having a hard time. Like he couldn't interpret what the guy was saying.
Oh, and he was monotone as hell.
Yeah.
Hi guys, this is the Nintendo Switch.
And
come play with us today.
And what happened was we found out that I guess there's some script that is supposed to follow, and this guy went way off script because IGN, I think Colin talked about it. He said like this guy went off script and said some other stuff, and so the interpreter was like But anyway, we found out that they announced this game. I can't remember who it was. They didn't have any illustrations. Just they're like, this game's in the works. and it took like 2 minutes,
What's
3
the
minutes
name?
of the time. I don't even remember.
Oh, it was the No More Heroes sequel.
Yeah.
They just showed a screenshot in the
It
background.
wasn't even a screenshot. It was like a fan art or something.
Yeah, it was like an art of what's his name in it, and they're just like, and they didn't even say it was a direct sequel. They said it's like a sequel, but like it could be like, I can't remember if it's an inspirational or in the universe, but they didn't say it was like No More Heroes 3 or anything. You know? So we don't know what that was, but it would have been nice to have known. And then it just kind of went out of nowhere, and the guy walked away, and we're just like, what the hell did we just watch for 2 minutes?
And then they announced FIFA's gonna be on there, but they showed nothing.
Oh my gosh, the guy flew across the whole world to talk for about FIFA and not show one thing, and then walk away.
That was the dumbest thing. Like, it was a waste.
We're like, what is that guy doing there? He's just going down there for vacation.
And then the entire presentation, holy crap, they were using puns like crazy. It was getting annoying.
Oh my gosh.
And now let's switch to this.
You actually did that really good.
Yeah,
Can you do that again? That was
and now let us switch to this.
That sounds pretty good.
It was the dumbest thing. I was like,
well, we got Splatoon.
Yep, we got Splatoon.
Splatoon 2, which is funny, and then they did eventually confirm that it isn't much of a real sequel. It is kind of more of just an add-on version. They should have called it just like Splatoon Deluxe or something. Because
The Witcher 3.
They said it's the second one, yes, but they said there's not much more. I mean, you got some new guys, some new features, new maps.
They confirmed Mario Kart 8 is going to be on there, Deluxe, or...
That looks good, but again, it's still the same damn game. The only thing you're getting new is a few more characters, and the one thing in battle mode, which we've been all wanting, is real battle mode, not drive around the whole freaking racetrack for 3 minutes finding someone. It's an actual battle mode.
Right.
But the one thing I did get excited from that was kind of cool was the double dash. Now, you play double dash. I haven't.
Yeah, I love Double Dash.
But they gave you
two. They give you two items, and in Double Dash, you just have to switch drivers, and then you can use the other item. But again,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they added that, but no new tracks, nothing. I was like, what?
Yeah, they got to do that because that doesn't make sense. I mean, you are getting all the DLC though. Like you'll get Link and Zelda and all that. You'll get all them. They got some Splatoon people in there. You got what was it, Kid Boo or
Kid Boo?
Sorry, not Dragon Ball. No. It was like the baby ghost.
Oh
Boo.
yeah, I know Boo. Yeah, I don't remember his.
You get them. So you get some new characters. You get a battle mode, but does it really justify buying the whole damn game again?
No.
I don't know. Go ahead.
No. And then the only thing aside from Splatoon that was announced was the new Mario game that they're working on. If you remember, it's Mario Odyssey.
You're talking about that right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was still thinking about the 2 because they talked about the online multiplayer, and I was going to talk about the app, but we can go to Mario.
We'll talk about that later. That's tons of stuff we got to go.
Let's go to Mario.
It was kind of weird to see him because they show him in the city with all these like people normal size, and he's this little fat starchy kid.
What was the first game we thought of when we first saw the trailer? Remember what we were all freaking out about, me, you, and Diego? Sonic Adventure. It looked like Sonic Adventure, and we're like, Sonic Adventure? And then Mario comes out, we're like, wait. And then he's doing like the Spider-Man jump on the building. That was cool. What the hell is this?
But it looked cool.
It does look cool.
They said it was an open world. They say they kind of want to go back to the Super Mario Sunshine roots.
Well, the guy that is making it is the guy that worked on Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy.
Right.
Which that's good hands, right?
Yeah, and those are great games. Like if you do want to play, I guess not necessarily more adult, but more complex, I guess, Mario game, I would go with Sunshine and go with Super Mario Galaxy. Then there's new ones here like 3D Land. They're fun, but they're more.
They're not as. Yeah, I mean they're hella good, but they're not like these master class Mario games.
And so that's kind of what they're looking at. And then the last thing that we saw was that I guess there's like a creature or something living on Mario's hat or something because he has eyes.
Oh yeah, that was kind of cool. He threw the hat and then he's able to jump across to the other building. That was cool. They always add like new little elements, which is cool. You know, it's no more cute kitty cats. Now we got this creepy little hat thing that does awesome tricks. But it looked to me, and they did say it's supposed to be holiday. I have a feeling it's going to get pushed. The only reason why is you probably noticed this too. Like it looks good, but it does look rough. Like it does kind of look a little early development. If that kind of makes sense. Like the graphics look good on it, but I'm not trying to compare to Xbox One or PS4. I'm not putting myself in those type of shoes. It just still kind of, compared to like Zelda or even ARMS, like it looked like it had some roughness to it. That makes sense. Like the lighting wasn't complete, the shadows. Like it just seems like it does need that polish that Nintendo's known for.
A lot of people after the presentation, they were looking at Mario. Like at the very end, you see him without his hat. You see his hair. I see his hair is all fine and has all these different
perfect
strands.
usually.
And people are like, that's where their money's going. It's on the hair and on the mustache because they have all separate strands. I'm like, dang, they went all out on his hair.
I've had some people be like, I've never seen him without his hat. I'm like, where the hell have you been the last few years? Dang. But yeah, no, that one looks really cool. I was just kind of sad that we're not actually getting a Mario game for release launch on this console.
You think that would be like a no-brainer, like.
Well, the Wii U's launch was kind of bad in a way, but I mean, it had Mario on it. It had the
3D
Super
Land?
Mario Brothers.
Oh no,
not Mario Land.
Super Mario Brothers Wii U.
Wii U.
Yeah.
Yep, that one. And then it had. I mean, it wasn't the best, I guess. Actually, now that I think of it, they had what they have? They had Ninja Gaiden and Bayonetta didn't come out later. It was Zombie U. Yeah, I guess their launch wasn't, but they had more like AAA games though for it, and this doesn't. I'm kind of worried because all the games they showed, I guess, I don't know if you want to just transition to Zelda or not, but I just didn't feel like they really showed a lot of games coming out. It's kind of more like, here you got during launch Zelda, then a couple months you'll get like ARMS and Mario Kart, and then after that you'll get Splatoon a little bit in the summer, and then you'll finally get Mario if it does not delay in the fall. And it kind of just feels like the Wii U again, where we're not really getting any games, and I was kind of worried that there wasn't really a lot of AAA like third parties. It was just mostly remasters, like the Rayman Legends on the reel. That's just another damn game from how many years ago?
Like we didn't and they didn't focus on. So they showed all these other games,
Skyrim,
but we didn't get too much information on them. They showed the new Sonic 3D game that they've been working on.
Oh, they show like a reel of just running for a second.
But
you know, it was a CGI trailer. It wasn't.
But we have no information on that. They showed Sonic Mania, not even at the presentation. They showed it later.
Yeah.
Of when that's coming out.
Which I told you that if they release that with the collector's edition, I will switch, and I'm glad to say I did switch. I canceled my PS4 and got it for the Switch.
Yes. So that one looked really cool. And then when they came to the very end of the show, like it was so frustrating because they go to the Nintendo of Europe and they say thank you, and they go to Reggie Fils-Aimé and he's talking about, oh, well, thank you, for listening to this presentation. And he's like, people would ask me, what about Zelda? And then they talk to Shigeru Miyamoto. And he's like, I can't answer anything. Let's talk to this guy.
Oh, that was annoying.
They're like, oh, I can't tell you anything. Let's show you a trailer.
And this was a point of like an hour and a half in. And at that point, we're so drained from the horrible presentation. We're like, just give us the damn date. Give us something to be happy about right now, because we're so infuriated.
I will say that trailer did deliver, and it was just top notch.
The ending. Okay, now there was rumors before that they were going to have some slight voice acting, and we got to see it in this trailer.
Right.
What did you think, and how did you feel seeing some actual emotion and talking in Zelda for once?
It was very, very different because Zelda's very. Whenever there's dialogue, either it's silent or you hear like a.
Yeah.
I kind of like Midna's. Yeah. So it's like you hear all this stuff you never heard voice acting, and so now you finally have it. You hear the King of Hyrule. I don't know who he is or where they're showing him.
Is it the same one as he
I
always
don't know.
is?
He might be.
Zelda's dad normally, or
well, it's Zelda's dad. We know that, but
is it the same one?
I don't know. You heard
Zelda.
You heard Zelda speak.
And what'd you think of her look?
She was really good.
Yeah, she looks awesome. It reminds me of like the whole. She's not so princessy in the sense, kind of like Skyward Sword in a way, where she's more, or even like Wind Waker, where they give her more of like a different personality. It's not so princessy versus like the Twilight and Ocarina and Majora's. Like this was actually like a very unique design, and I loved her voice actress, the Japanese. Like
the thing with this one is I think there's gonna be just a lot more emotion, because again, if you play Skyward Sword, you play Twilight Princess, like. There's the great games. Twilight Princess is one of the best stories. Like it's just, I love it.
To me, it's actually probably one of my. It's really close to me for Ocarina. It's right there. It's right there for me.
But this one feels like there's just gonna be just a little bit more emotion, huge emotion, because there is voice acting, and because the Switch has this open world and they can tell so many different stories and show different emotions and all this stuff. So I'm really excited for this Breath of the Wild, because it's just gonna. And I've heard, I can't remember if it's confirmed or not, but they're saying that when the game releases, you have the option of choosing either English or Japanese.
I have not seen any confirmation on that.
I haven't heard confirmation. I know that's a rumor that's going around.
And you watched the English one?
I can do both.
No, but you watched both, right?
I've watched both.
Okay, what one did you feel better for you?
I was kind of torn.
Mm-hmm.
I liked some of the English voice acting. A lot of people will focus on Zelda's. Her.
That's what I was focusing on. The emotion of the crying to me, that sold it. Because I heard the English when she cried, it's like, but the Japanese is just like bawling and like, it's like, damn, they're killing it. I think I might go the Japanese route for me.
And again, it really depends. Overall, how the voice acting will be. I mean, I can't base it off just that one. And
that's a good point.
Yeah, and it's mainly just because. It's just the direction. Like, you can't really blame the voice actors didn't do a good job. They are told by who is ever listening, like, oh yeah, that's good, cut, that's fine. We're using that one, and they just wanted a different type of emotion done on there. I don't know what they wanted to do. So that's why I can hear, you hear one that's very expression, like more vocal, and the other one is more kind of like internally she's more distraught. And so it really depends, like how you want to hear it.
Because there was that whole part where you got to read, and we don't know if there's going to be like the talking going on in the middle of a battle action. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're like fighting like one of the main bosses and he's talking to you and chanting you, or saying certain things like, you should have never left this place because so-and-so did this, and you're not paying attention to any of that, during a fight. We don't know that. So that part would kind of sway me a little to the English. It's just, God, the trailer, how it's depicted in English to Japan, I just felt the Japanese one killed it more. Right. But again, I guess you're right. I need to look at that fresh mind on that. It's just that little bit doesn't give me enough to really should judge it. And so I think that's something I didn't think about, and I'm glad you brought that up to me.
And then we did get the release date, which is March 3rd, which we covered before, which obviously had to be a given. Like, there's no way
that thing would sell.
Yeah. One other thing that... and this is what we actually found out today, is I guess there was information that was released on the backstory of Breath of the Wild that kind of tells what's been going on and kind of confirms a lot of fan theories. I haven't read it personally just yet, but if that's something you want to read, Miles, or the listeners want to hear or read, I would just go check it out, because it's been confirmed that it's Nintendo's official backstory to the prologue to Breath of the Wild.
Okay, I would say I want to wait, but I don't give a crap right now. What the heck? Give it to me.
I told you, I haven't read it.
Oh!
That's what I said. Okay. If you want to read it,
it's out.
It's out.
Oh, never mind. I'll read this right after. How much longer do we have on the podcast? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We're almost done. We just have to go over a few
you're
other
fine.
things.
I was just making a joke because I'm really excited for that.
No, you're fine. Okay, so that happened.
Doing it now.
Tons of questions. A lot of people were very... dissatisfied, if not enraged, at this presentation, because it was horrible in the terms of they presented a lot of nothing. Like, there was a lot of nothing.
It's true,
and it's like there's nothing that satisfied me aside from the trailer. Like, honestly, the trailer was worth the entire hour.
Mario, but I mean, Mario got me intrigued, where Zelda got me, oh my God, I'm going to flip over a table. Where everything else was like, oh, somebody had to bump me to wake me up, Right,
and some people were like, why didn't they focus on the specs? Why didn't they focus on all this stuff?
Well, we already knew so much about the hardware.
And I was like, I don't know why. Like, obviously, because we all know that Nintendo's that's not their priority. They're not going to make every game native 4K or whatever it is. That's just not what they are.
Their art style is what makes it to where you don't really, like, people freaking out about not every game doing 1080. Who gives a shit? Are you looking at how they present these beautiful arts? I don't see other consoles doing that. Other consoles are focused so much on realism designs, where Mario and like Zelda, they don't need that. And all I want is fresh new ideas. Like, some people might hate it or they like it. I loved Wind Waker's art design. I thought it was great, and I like the dark and gritty style that Twilight Princess did. And then all like Mario and all these games, they don't need that art. Just give me a unique art style. It doesn't need to be super crazy.
Right, and again, Nintendo's all about being innovative.
Yes.
Whether it's the games, whether it's the controllers, like, that's just what they want to sell.
Yep.
Whether you think it's a gimmick or not, that's their focus. They want to make the experience different with every console. Yeah. That being said, we found out the prices for all these accessories.
Oh, we're getting into that
innovative stuff that happened. And
we're going to get into the negative now.
Now, this is the presentation was kind of 50-50. It was 50% Zelda and Mario and something else, and then 50% the rest of the presentation.
This is going to be a lot of negative going on.
These are the official prices, and you probably already know these, that Nintendo has come out with just their accessories. So first off, they showed off your three different controllers, the Joy-Con, the Joy-Con on the tablet, the Pro Controller and whatnot. The Pro Controller itself, which is more comfortable for
which we are all excited for the most out of all the accessories. $69.99.
That is more than a game.
That is more than a PS4 and Xbox One.
That is only $10 less than getting an Xbox One controller, like custom made for you
or something. Oh yeah, one of those custom ones.
Custom made for you. $70 for that. And then if you feel like, oh, that's way overpriced, I might as well just get more Joy-Cons.
Here we go.
Let's go look at this. Joy-Cons together is $80.
And how much for one, David?
$50
damn dollars
for one. And so that's like, you can't really justify buying one. You have to buy two.
I thought about buying some extra. I'm not even doing that.
No, like if you're going to buy, you have to buy both of them because you're gonna waste another $20.
My first thought was to buy 2 Pro controllers for me and a friend. How much would that cost me, David, for 2 Pro controllers?
$140.
Yeah. How much was tax? About like what, $155?
Yeah.
That's half the damn console.
And then this is the weirdest part. Like, and then they have the dock. You can get another dock, which is $90.
Which is a great idea. Why would you want another dock, David? To put one maybe in another room? Great. Yeah. That'll only cost you almost $100 damn dollars to put in a charging dock.
Just the dock. That's not even the. Okay, then we got to keep going on this. Okay, so then they talked about how you can charge the tablet, how you can charge the controller.
Oh, you can talk about what Jose read about.
So if they're on the tablet, they're charged.
They'll charge when it's docked and in the tablet.
When it's docked in the tablet, like Miles was saying, I can't find the information here right now. But if you have them in those little like wristband thingamabobs, you said they could charge those too. I
just saw a video of it. It wasn't from like Nintendo talk about it. It was a guy that was playing the game, and it was IGN, but it wasn't Jose Otero. It was somebody else who was talking. One of the guy. I don't remember who. It was just one of the Nintendo reps said that they'll charge if you plug them on the side. Right. I don't have any confirmation of sources. It's just a random video I saw.
No, you're fine. And then it comes with the Joy-Con grip where you can put in the Joy-Cons in there.
But the one on the controller is different than the $30 accessory, right?
So there's one that comes with the dock and everything.
In the bundle. In the package. Okay.
That one does not charge.
That does not charge. It just slaps in.
It just slaps in.
But they also have one that will charge that has 4 green lights on each side to show the battery life.
And that is an extra $30 if you wanted to
charge.
For
a charging grip.
Like, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insanity. Like, the only thing that was actually cheap was the little left and right clips for the shoulder buttons and the wrist wraps.
Right.
Those are like, what, $7.99 each?
Something like that, yeah.
It's still kind of expensive if you have to get bows because that's like $15, but that's more on the lower side, which I feel is a little bit more reasonable on accessories.
Right.
That $7 isn't too bad.
No, it's not too bad. And then, so the $50 or $80 for it is bad. But then they talked about their online service. Now, the one thing that Nintendo has been like very consistent with, consistent with before, is when they did have online services, it was all free. Granted, they don't, and still right now, they don't understand why you want to play online. Yes, you want to share with people and play against them, but you also want to talk with other people.
Well, see, if I understood too, isn't some of it like you do get online free, but not in the sense of like the online multiplayer stuff, right? Well, you still buy your games and browse, and that kind of stuff.
But I'm not talking about that at the moment. I'm just talking about in general. Nintendo has had this idea that in an online play
should be free.
It should be free, but like there's not much interaction. Like, if I want to talk to you, like, for example, we played Smash Brothers online. The voice communication they have there is the worst thing ever. Don't ever try it.
Just turn on your Xbox or PlayStation, plug in your headset, and talk to your friends through that. You stupid, you have to use another. Or do what we've done and call each other, which is even dumber.
We've done that. Well, Nintendo's going to make us do the same thing anyway, because their online service that they said, they're like, this is going to be the big thing, new change. They're going to have an app for it.
App is in your tablet, your cell phone. Have another device, plug in your headphones and headset into it, and there you go. Because their idea was plugging in a headset into their console is just gimmicky and dumb. That's what Reggie was pretty much saying. What is the difference from buying a headset to package around on the console? It's just going to be packaged around with our phone. It's the same damn thing. Why do we need to connect it into a phone?
And they didn't even talk a lot about voice communication. They just said, like, to send invites for people to come play or group parties. I'm like, They still haven't talked about communication.
You know what it's going to be?
Chat.
It's going to be what they did talk about is the new parental control app. I guarantee, because Nintendo's always been worried about online chat because of kids.
Right.
So if you get it through an app with parental guidance and control of 18 years and older, they did say, I guarantee that's how it's going to work for voice chat, is that you're going to have an 18-year-old account and approve the voice chat party. Where us being adults, we're not going to have to worry about that. But again, we're going to have to use their dumb app to set up party communication.
And this would mean like people who don't have. I mean, you should have wireless or internet if you're playing online either
Obviously,
way. But if you don't, that means you have to use your data. You have to use your whatever it is, and that is not okay. Like they're kind of pushing that to someone else and not adding it as a service. On top of that, like we said, they're gonna charge you for it. Now it says like the first 3 months or whatever months are free until like August or September. But the funny thing is, there's nothing that you're gonna play on there online until after that date. So it's like, what are you gonna use it for?
Yeah, you got a good point on that. They showed the what was it? Keep going. I was gonna say something on that line, but I forgot.
So they showed that was just a disgrace, like the way that they had that. And then I was actually very upset.
Go ahead.
I was very upset about the game price because I was like, okay, these controllers are ridiculously expensive. Like Nintendo obviously knows it, and Nintendo said they're gonna go back to cartridges. Like this, and you saw that in the Nintendo Treehouse. They showed the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, how big it is. And I was like, okay, this is big as a 3DS game. Like
it's as big as a Vita.
Yeah, I was like, they're gonna make it $40. Like they're gonna make it $40. If it's $40, I can somehow justify buying another controller because the extra $20 can go to the controller, and I'm still paying about more or less what I would pay for a controller and for a game. No, the games are $60 still.
Well, you got to remember that depending on if it's on a cartridge or if it's on a digital, it's still licensed. It's still a full package game, and you got to remember the developers. It takes a lot of money to build these games.
Right.
So that I can understand why they're $60, but then if that's the case, lower unit accessories, because that Pro controller is costing them probably like $10 to make. I mean, let's be honest. They are getting a 90% market. They're doing Apple moves right now. And the thing I was going to remember was on the online service they mentioned free game of an NES or SNES.
Yes.
Now, what was the news about that, Dave? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
So you get a free game for that month. After the month is over, that game is no longer yours. You have to go buy it. So although they give you a free game, it expires in a month, and you keep it by buying it. Pretty much a trial run.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that. I also remember them saying any games that you have purchased on the eShop on your Wii U, if you want to transfer to your Switch, you can, but you only have a month to do it. After that, you have to rebuy it. A month
from registering the console, I'm guessing?
I'm hoping so, because other than that, then they're effed up.
Yeah, that's always been. And the other thing is, one thing we didn't touch on that's really good news. This is a positive. Region free.
Yes, region free.
It's not region locked anymore. That I will say there is some positives. I know we're hating on Nintendo right now, but they did a lot of bad crap. There are some good things out of this, but it's just a little bit more negative. I mean, we didn't bitch this bad about the PS4 launch, did we? No. The Xbox One we did, that was just laughing stock. But this is just, there are some good things, and I'm excited for some of the things they're wanting to do, but they just went about this so badly for their customers.
Right, and another thing that they talked about that was big is that, well, I don't know if you like it or not, but it's only going to come with 32 gigs of internal memory. But they talked about how you can expand it with the micro SDs that they talked about.
Up to 2 terabytes,
which don't exist yet. But it says it's capable of holding that much, which is actually pretty cool.
Because a 256 or 128 card, to be honest, even just that'll last you the life of the console. These games are not going to be more than 9 to 13
Breath of the
gigs.
Wild is 13 gigs.
Yeah, and that's a big game.
And that's open
world. You get like Mario Kart 8. I guarantee it's going to be like 8 to 9 gigs. Maybe 10 at the most. It's really not that big of a deal. People freak out about it.
It's not 50 gigs like Gears of War is.
No. The 32 is just there to get you your saves and online data and some DLC. If you want to actually get digital only, then go buy a $40 128 gig card. It'll work just fine.
Right.
If you're not, just get the cartridge. It'll work fine. So I'm not too upset about the memory.
The memory is actually a good thing.
It'll probably run faster on the cartridge anyway than an SD card. I can guarantee it. So buy the game if you can.
Yeah. So
it's not a big deal.
Overall, Nintendo, I believe, in my opinion, did a horrible job presenting this information. I understand. I'm pretty sure that what goes into... This is the thing. I understand what probably goes into the Joy-Con, like everything, like functionality, all these other... The gyros in there, whatever. It probably costs a lot to make it that, to make that. But the Pro Controller shouldn't be that way. I'm pretty sure the Pro Controller doesn't have any of those functions that the Joy-Con has. Like, I don't understand where the marketing company became, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's make it only $10 less than what the Joy-Con can do more stuff.
I'm kind of torn too, David, because I'm getting a Switch.
Right.
And what's the main reason I'm getting a Switch?
Zelda.
So what would be the preferred way to play that? The Pro Controller.
Right.
I'm having a really hard time spending $70 on that controller. I might just play it with what comes with. But I really kind of wanted to play that with the Joy-Con or the Pro, but I really don't want to fork out $76 with tax for a controller. When luckily I have the Gamers Club at Best Buy, I can get the game for $47, which is $51 with tax. But to spend another $76 on top of that, it's kind of rough because the console's already costing a lot too, and it really sucks. I want the best experience. I want the best Zelda, the best way I can get it. I'm a tech guy, and I want it to look the best it can. And I want the best experience I can, but do I really want to spend close to $500 for one damn game and let the console sit for a few months?
No.
This is really rough. This is really bad.
I made my decision that I don't want to get it at this point because there's just so many things.
Unless Smash came out.
Yeah, the Smash comes out, but this is even the thing. This is the thing, though. If Smash comes out,
it will.
And no, if they don't have anything new, I will be furious because it's like you can't just port this game. Like even Mario got new characters. I understand. Like I know Sakurai has gone in tremendous detail of how much time it takes to make a player and put him in Smash. I understand that. But you have all this time to make one, or give it someone else to add one or two more people on there. Just something. Like I just what I really want. I don't want just a port. I want something added. I would even settle for at least a few more stages. At least that. I don't care. At least a few more stages, but
I didn't get all the DLC, so I'd be kind of okay, but I'd probably wait for it to go down in price.
Like out of 10 chibis that the whole presentation as a whole from the first presentation on Friday to now, out of 10 chibis, what do you give it?
Well, I might rate
Nintendo Switch presentation, like
just the presentation?
No, the presentation includes the actual presentation, all the information that came after, till now.
5.
I'd probably go 4.
Yeah, I give the Xbox One presentation a 4.
Xbox One's like Xbox One
3?
was like a 2. Because in that presentation,
this was as bad
as
a presentation since PS4 Pro.
Right, PS4 Pro. Again,
that presentation was bad.
I don't think anyone can top their the Xbox One presentation because again, they alienated tons of their
Xbox One presentation.
Tons of their gamers. Like it was ridiculous.
That was embarrassing.
The Battlefield 4 thing, horrendous. I can't go into more detail about that because it frustrates me how bad Xbox. But this is what I'm hoping for. No, you see how bad Xbox One's presentation
and how
was?
well they've done now.
How well they've done now. It gives me hope that Nintendo will hopefully fix whatever they're doing, get their shit together, and just be like, okay, let's fix it. Let's get this done.
Get a new president.
Right. Like, I have hope for Nintendo still. I still have hope for you, Nintendo. Just don't let me down. All right, that's all I'm asking for. I know he's already let me down. Again, that's what happened with Xbox One. It let me down. So they just change things. I'm hoping for they get this feedback and they're like, okay, we did this kind of wrong. Let's switch this out.
They have some pun intended.
Shut up.
Okay. So the only thing they have left now at this point is E3.
Right.
And that needs to be about all games. Don't give me these freaking gimmick crap. It needs to be just games. Now, does Nintendo have games? We haven't seen hardly any third party involvement, which they need to survive. They can't live off of these one or two games. So mostly they can't just survive off of like just Mario and say Zelda, and then next year it's like Star Fox and Donkey Kong. We need to get these third party games out, even if it's lower res versions or something. But these remasters, that's why I'm worried about the hardware. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to provide that. So I'm just worried that they're going to go down this rabbit hole again, and it's going to be another Wii U. But like people are going to be like, oh hey, look, it's just a Wii U again, even in the first 2 years.
Yeah, they need to learn from the Wii U. Like that was their big failure, and they need to be like, okay, let's get this step it up. Again, they focused on the presentation about the third party support that they have, but they showed nothing for it. They said, oh, we have Atlas, we have EA Sports, we have Sega, and I was like, okay, well, what do you have? And, things in the works. No.
Yeah, I wanted to hear more about the GameCube. I think that could have been cool if they could talk about GameCube.
Oh, yeah.
Give us something to know that, like, well, we have some other stuff to play. I mean, it might not be a big deal at all, but, I mean, I'd really like to go back to some GameCube games. Hell yeah.
Yeah. GameCube games would be awesome.
Star Fox Assault, Mario Kart, Double Dash, stuff I haven't even played.
I know people, and this is because, again, I'm in the Smash community. Many people are wanting a Melee HD remake, which would sell a lot, I think.
I agree. That's more competitive right now than the actual Wii U one, right?
Right. And then, even then, they could add someone new to that roster. Like, they really could if they really wanted to. But again, we just have to wait and see. That's all. Anyway, so that is our conclusion to this Nintendo Switch presentation. Again, I'm hopeful for what will happen. I'm disappointed, though, at how Nintendo gave us information and what their decisions were in terms of pricing, in terms of games, just overall their decisions. So, Nintendo, please prove us all wrong. Show us that you're still a huge, huge contender that Xbox and Sony need to watch out for. Make sure that you're still their rivals, that they know that.
Well, it's funny because Reggie even mentioned, he's like, we've been listening to the community. We really do listen to us. We do listen to you. It's like, well, you better be damn reading.
We listen to you.
Really
Metroid's not important. Mother 3, Earthbound. No, it's not important. But we listen to you.
Oh, you know Metroid? No.
But anyway.
You want a real Star Fox game? No. Anyway, sorry.
I digress. So, let us know what you think in the comments section. Let us know on Facebook at Chibi No Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Chibi No Podcast, capital C, capital N, capital P. Follow us on Instagram at Chibi No Podcast. And then follow us here on Podomatic. And on our YouTube channel, which you'll be hearing this from, at Chibi Podcast. As always, thank you so much for listening. And this is David the Smash Man.
Picker.
And this is Chibi No Podcast.